Here we are, another special rock and roll edition to the mountain already on the march. You know we're going up the top. I'm happy, joyous. I did some volunteering, and we're gonna go all the way to the top. I'm gonna go all the way to the top of the mountain. As we're gonna go all the way up the top. We're gonna go rock and roll gratitude. I just finished some volunteering and to have some food service. Serve some food. Serve some food. Food security, and it is Friday the 31st, so we're gonna go on the mountain. We're gonna begin commence as always. Gratitude, grateful, thankful. Rent's paid. Electricity bills paid, got food and coffee. Rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee, and we closed the month with gratitude. We're gonna have to pay rent tomorrow's the first, so gonna got to get that rent again. So I'm grateful, thankful nonetheless. I was joyous, served some food. I like have a lot of experience volunteering, and I love volunteering. And now I'm going to the mountain, my second home, and then heading back, drilling it all the way to the Dragon's Lair. And it's another geopolitical event, you know. It's that Geopolitiks 24/7 independent Aspie artist, athlete, activist who's loving me some of these flowers. I gotta thank the public workers for the embellishments of the city. And you know, I love flowers, and I love me some sunlight, and I always like to work out, train, exercise, and I always go a lot for years and years and years to my second home, the mountain. So since I had COVID, I live carpe diem it every day. You already know, nobody watching this but maybe one or two. Cross the street safely, turn my head left or right, even if there's a stop sign, because you never know, the brakes might malfunction. The citizen driver can potentially, press the accelerator instead of the brake. So these are things which can occur, you know. Is the possibility of occurrence in certain circumstances of these things actually happening. So as I go now up the mountain by the site close by where I did that volunteering, serve some food. So it starts with the farmers, and gotta salute the cooks, the firefighters, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, and always thinking about the firefighters, always thinking about the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, and all those involved in the distribution and the production of food, you know. So it's that gratitude 24/7, and I gotta say, gratitude is good for mental health, and of course working out, training, exercising. But you know, with Asperger's and being an Aspie, of course, I got mannerisms and obsessions, which under the normal circumstances of life would have not been, you know, such as repetitions. But I got my strengths, and my kingdom area, domain, empire, kingdom is geopolitics. And today is another geopolitic emergency, geopolitics, because of course, due to the event which unfolded in last weekend, which is the Republic of China, which is Taiwan Island, got a little bit of military exercises by the People's Republic of China, which is mainland China. And you gotta get it for that drill, and you know, we gotta be grateful for the every instant, because you know, as I'm speaking, there could be nuclear war, and it's possible. We got ICBM rockets, and we're closer than ever with the Russia-Ukraine crisis. You know? So it's been a long time, you know, and I gotta say, I predicted the geopolitical situation that's been happening now. You gotta salute the public workers embellishing the city here, you know, and I really love what they did. And sometimes I think about what I would do, or I would definitely put a lot of more yellow and red flowers, but I pretty like it so much, you know. And I like greenery, I like flowers, and I like to go up to the mountain right here, my second home. And today's gonna be another geopolitics, because all this week is geopolitical emergency, and we are in an emergency, you know, and we've been, you know, and now we're even more with the recent weekend. Of course, the drills, military drills, 2-day drills, called officially Operation Joint Sword, Operation Joint Sword, Operation Joint Sword by China, is of course People's Republic of China, not to be confused with the Republic of China, which is the island of Taiwan. And their unresolved conflict dates back, of course, to the civil war back in Mao Zedong's establishment of the People's Republic of China. So we have to understand that chronologically, the situation that's unfolding now, we have to understand it and date it back to the 20th century, because it's an unresolved conflict from the 20th century. So their conflict from the 20th century has got spillover. It can be potentially spillover because, of course, the United States, Canada taking position, and the taking of the positions by Canada and of course other nation states, this of course makes us that if we get involved in the case of a situational act, meaning that if China, the People's Republic of China, actually invades Taiwan, and if they do invade the island of Taiwan, then of course we gotta get it on the drill, and we gotta get it on the now, and we gotta get it on the X, you know. So that's what we gotta do, you know. So it's a possibility that a nuclear war starts, and another invasion, another conflict, as we have now already the Middle East conflict, and other conflicts unresolved. And you know, I always say channel the aggression, and I have it, and I channel it, you know. Whenever I work out, I always feel much better, and I find being grateful. Personally, gratitude works best for me, you know. Gratitude and working out with some rock and roll. But anyways, back to what I was saying, of course, is that back in the 20th century, of which the current stalemate dates back in the 20th century. So the current Republic of China, which is mainland, which is Taiwan, the island of Taiwan, is known as the Republic of China. And of course, the People's Republic of China is known, of course, as the People's Republic of China is mainland China. And Taiwan, the island of Taiwan, is of course the Republic of China. So we gotta get that drill, and we gotta do that coast to coast defense, you know, because everything that I'm doing, my work as an independent geopolitical analyst and theorist, as an independent geopolitical analyst and theorist, as an independent geopolitical analyst and theorist, a thinker, a philosopher, centrist, universal, revolutionary centrist, universal, revolutionary centrist, you know. So that's all we gotta do, and we gotta get that X, we gotta get that Y, and we gotta get that in the forest. Now I can cleanse my lungs. I can cleanse my lungs because and since and due to the fact that here the air is fresher. I'm gonna let my mane out. Hope you don't mind. I'm gonna let my mane out. You know, right here. 800 Dragon being reborn died during COVID when I had it. Can't believe sometimes it's like already so many years. 4 years in February, March. 2020 was like death, pestilence, and disease. Death, pestilence, and disease for me, COVID. And in many ways, I died that day during COVID. I'm being reborn. Nothing that I want to go back to, but basically I have rah with it, retrograde amnesia. So like a blackout. My memory, I remember moving from a very moldy place, and I was sick, ill, and then I was depressed, suicidal. I crossed Canada coast to coast in 2017, and that event got me out of being depressed and suicidal, and because I said to myself, so many things to do here coast to coast, to write rock and roll songs and children's books, and to visit cities and experience cuisine just in La Belle Province, Quebec, you know, and across Canada coast to coast. So I started working out, training and exercising. My fitness journey began after that, and lost 77 pounds, got out of depression. And I keep at it, you know, and Yeah, sometimes I'm moody, sometimes I'm upset. Financial stress is my main impediment now, my main concern. But my rent's paid and electricity bill's paid, and I can come here, do the workout, and meditate everything that's going on now, with the firefighters, the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, the cooks, the doctors, the daycare workers on the front lines now, and those butchers, and the bakers, and the firefighters, and all those involved in the production and distribution of food. And the distribution of food, so that's what it is, and that's what we're gonna go drill it, and that's what we're gonna do, so we gotta stay on the right side, and sometimes on the left, and sometimes down right in the center, As a pro-labor and love universal revolutionary centrist, I urge everybody, if you come here, do not pollute, do not leave trash, recycle, pick it up after yourselves, put it in the garbage, and recycle after yourselves, Because if we got this here, place of preservation of nature, so in case you do come here, please do not pollute, do not pollute, do not pollute. Pick up after yourselves, clean it up, and we got public workers, we got to salute those public works, and we got to get that salute, Salute the public workers, picking up the garbage, the compost. I got 3 services in my neighborhood, and got to salute garbage. They're athletes too, they got a little bit of muscle. Garbage collectors, the cooks, garbage collectors, and the recycling. Those who pick up the recycling, and the garbage collectors, and the recycling, and of course the compost. So those are 3 services which I have those 3 services, so those are the 3 services which I do have. So those are 3 services, and that's how we're gonna do it, and that's what we do, and that's how we gotta get on the drill, So it's all the time, situational awareness, and I gotta be, of course, on the prudent, and when I come here, because I'm no longer just a private citizen. I'm also a public citizen. I have added responsibilities, duties, and obligations, which if I would have stayed home, I would have not applied. Right? Here I have other ones. And gratitude, again and again, I say, and not because I got Asperger's, but being an Asp, I repeat things, and many people repeat things, and repeating words or getting too close to people is one of the symptoms because there's no medication. But Asperger's is not a mental illness, it's a neurodivergent mental condition. So Asperger's is not a mental illness, it's a neurodivergent mental condition. So Asperger's is not a mental illness, it's a neurodevelopmental mental condition. So the thing is, we repeat things, we're obsessed about topics and interests, and my topics of interest are, of course, geopolitics, sports. Dancing is my favorite sport, and with that, Rock&Roll as an artist, athlete, philosopher, geopolitical analyst, and theorist, and mystic who believes in incarnations, being born twice as a man, twice as a woman, marching now for, of course, geopolitics, doing some, give me dragging some push-ups, we're going to begin some of those more hardcore drills, we can do Dragon Zero drills when I work out, train, exercise, my general integrated whole body training system, which I've created back in 2019. If you don't know what I'm referring to, I'll refer that, of course, back in 2019. I've created, made, and produced a workout training program system to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario. You heard that correct, because back then, of course, I did an in-depth analysis, and my analysis, geopolitical analysis, I had concluded back in October 2019 that unfortunately humanity, we're again set on a concourse, and we're set to go again towards an international conflagration. In other words, a World War III scenario. And in consequence, to go with that scenario, with such an eventuality, I created my workout training program, which is simple, effective, and efficient. Not necessarily easy, easier for some, less for others, but it is efficient, simple, and effective. And it requires no equipment. And I created it to go with a World War III scenario. So I could say basically, and that was just 3 months before I had COVID. It was in October 2019. And like 93 days later, about 93 days later, mid-February, it's like 93 days later, I got hit by that COVID. So since then, of course, having got hit by that COVID, of course, I am kind of in a World War III scenario, if you will, a World War III mode, a World War III kind of mode, a World War III mode in many ways, and I kept working out, training, and exercising, and even before that, I started writing a lot of documents and essays, of which protocols for the contingency and citizen integration in terms of in case of a nuclear war. But everything I have to say, of course, and I have to remind myself and others that primarily I'm a Canadian, North American, Quebecer, as much as I am, and look at these beautiful rocks you can work out here. As much as I am, of course, a world citizen, I am fundamentally a North American. I am fundamentally a North American. Fundamentally, I am a North American Quebecer, and I can be for world peace, but my programs, initiatives, and much of my philosophy is ours, a North American, Canadian, Quebecer, for North America coast to coast, for North America coast to coast, but for North America coast to coast, as much as I would, and I'm a world peace advocate, and of course I am for world peace. My initiatives, and when I say the dream, dancing goddess in the dragon kingdom, support my dream. The dancing goddess in the dragon kingdom, well, when I say support the dream, which is exactly that, manifesting as the dancing goddess in the dragon kingdom, well, it's fundamentally a call for a public-private partnership across the North American civilizational complex, Canada, US, Mexico, what I call, in more philosophical terms, the North American civilizational complex, or the North American civilizational community. North American civilizational complex, and I've discussed my philosophy, my theory, which I believe to be true. And for that, North America, we are an emergent civilizational complex, and emergent civilizational complex, and emergent civilizational complex, and emergent civilizational complex, which, keywords to remember, is not totally divorced, but is distinct. So those are key. It's not divorced, but distinct. So it's not divorced from Western civilization, but is distinct. And that is the main type of ideas, the main ideas which one needs to kind of remember about that. So anyways, and here I am at the mountain. We're going to go in the sun, turn my head left and right. I'm going to go around about. Actually, I'm going to head up straight for hydration. And see, I would love to do some volunteering to plant a little bit here, because it's a plantation zone. And see, most of the people, they're here. They stay on the main road. As you see, there's always lots of people. Not always, but when it's sunny or whatever, that's good weather. And people stay mostly on the main road. This is the main road. I like to go deep in the forest, deep in the trails, because I come here to commute with nature, do my meditations, my rock and roll for the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks. My rock and roll for the farmers, butchers, bakers, firefighters, LOV. Nurses, doctors, firefighters, butchers, and those bakers and those nurses. Firefighters, nurses, doctors, butchers, bakers, nurses. I gotta get that LOV. Gotta get it so you see. Gotta get it for me and you. Gotta get it for the new. Gotta get it for the X. Gotta get it for the Y. Gotta get it for the follow-up. Gotta get it till tonight. Gotta get it for the drill. Gotta get it for the spill. Gotta get it for the meal. Gotta get it for the deal. Gotta get it for the loo. Gotta get it for the new. Gotta get it for me. Gotta get it for us. Gotta get it for us. Gotta get it for you. Gotta get it for us. Gotta get it for me. Gotta get it for us. Together, North Americans unite. North Americans unite. North Americans unite. So that is the call as I go up, and gotta be careful here, because the steps sometimes you get on those more muddy side, and you can just kind of feel the nature pulling up and pulling up, pulling up a bit when you go up, and it's super important to get a bit of hydration. Anyway, so that's where we're gonna go up. And it's so nice here, you know, the trail. Sometimes you see people, they go on the trail, on the trail, on the trail, and we gotta go on the X and on the Y and on the Z, and gotta get that LOV. I already saw people making that, hugging and holding hands on my way, so that always brings me a little bit of joy, you know. It's super important, you know, because otherwise, what are we putting the uniform on? What are we finding the safe for, you know? Starts with the children in the daycares. The children in the daycares. The children in the daycares. Starts with the children in the daycares, you know. So that's who it starts with, you know. So I gotta say a protocol, you know, if you're gonna be in the Canadian Armed Forces, well, you gotta change some diapers. You gotta change some diapers. You gotta change some diapers, because in the 40 million plus coast to coast, ocean to ocean, coast to coast, ocean to ocean, well, in North America, well, the children and the daycares and the elderly, well, those are, you know, in terms of a word, the first and the vulnerable, you know. So that's what my protocol. If you're gonna put on a uniform, you know, it starts with them, you know. So that's where it starts, you know. So that's where we gotta get it, you know, on the drill, and we gotta get it on the now. So it's always something which we gotta be mindful. And I say to my citizen Bill Blair, brother citizen Bill Blair, Minister of National Defense, let's come do some marching push-ups and you know, much LOV, respect Canadian Armed Forces, go, NORAD, West Side, throwing it up, West Side, NATO, throw it on the West Side, NATO, and throw that NORAD, NATO, gotta get that public-private partnership army, public-private partnership army, gotta get that public-private partnership army, you know, North American rehabilitation, you know. So that's why we gotta get it for the drills, and that's why we gotta get it for the drills, you know. So it's a constant thing which we gotta be aware of, and we gotta be mindful, and it is something which we have to understand in terms of whatever the case may be and whatever the field may be, and you know, we gotta get it for the drill, and we gotta get it for the now, you know. So it is something which is fundamentals, and sometimes we just gotta get those fundamentals right, and you know, sometimes it takes a little bit of that old school. Not old school, no, it's not all about the new school, you know. It's not all about the new school. It takes a little bit of old, some push-ups, marching in nature, fire him to cleanse, help somebody else cleanse, get clean. Well, I gotta clean myself first. My brothers and sisters, North Americans unite 24/7, and get that protocols coast to coast, build more satellites, and let's get those mountains open up, build me some Cheyennes, you know, build me some more Cheyenne mountains in order to drill in the mountain to get that defense coast to coast and be able to intercept those missiles either from the east, from the north, or from the south, or from the west, round about North America in a circle. North Americans complex, and North Americans unite in a public-private partnership, which is my call for the dream. When I say dream, is the dancing goddess in the dragon kingdom, of which I'm laying the foundations with 718 trillions of kisses. Laying the foundation for the first kingdom empire with kisses. Kisses I got by the trillions. Then some push-ups, some brains and some muscle, and some rock and roll with it, and always gratitude, man. Gratitude, but kisses first, and you know, I'm willing to fight Tyson Fury, Donald Trump, Tyson Dragon versus Trump, still been more than 6 years now. Dragon, 6 years, I think. Since, due to those tariffs on Canadian aluminum and steel, I started challenging Donald Trump back then. I say, build the ring, so it's got to get it from the drill, and also with Tyson Fury, and so Usyk, whatever. I'm willing to get in the ring, you know. Gotta give me, started 22-day in parallel to the 40-day, 22-day in parallel to 40-day, and 22-day in parallel to the 40 days, you know. Fitness just before summer, it's the last day of May, so we gotta get that drill and that sometimes we just gotta start working out. I always say my fitness journey commences today now, you know. That's why I always say it commences now, today. And yours can also start today. You know, I already have marched before the video. I marched about 77 minutes. About 77 minutes, about more or less. It's 1:44 p.m. now, so we hit it early today. And, you know, sometimes it's those drills which we gotta obtain and we gotta do. And as I live at Carpe Diem it every day, you know. Since I died of COVID, with hope for tomorrow nonetheless. I got hope for tomorrow, but I live Carpe Diem it every day here, and some people wearing some of that red, and my favorite color, and we get it for those drills, and getting to explore a little bit of nature, which is always fun, and you know, we got a lot of spleen cleaning to do, and you got people coming and people going, and we need a little translation. Just give me the packs, give me the translation, and I'll do the volunteering to get it on the translation everywhere. And you gotta get it for that X and for that Y, and get that rock, man. Anyway, it's super important we're getting fit. Citizens getting fitness, it's super important, and I like to get fit. Gonna hydrate here. See, most people hang here. I like to go on the deep in the forest, you know. I gotta get a little bit of that hydration because I'm on the dying of that thirst, man. So, gotta get thirsty. Gotta imagine all those pipes underneath, all those public workers to build it, and all those machines and brains and muscle to build it, eh? Took some building of that, man. So oh yeah. Gotta get fit, man. Get that fitness. Gotta get it on the drill, see, on the other side, see? You can come here and work out like that, man. And it's always fun, people working out, training here. And yeah, people stay on the main road here, see, it goes like that. I like to go deep in the forest, you know? I go deep, see my fellow citizen on the deep. Salut, salut! It's gonna jog, and people jogging there. And this is the main line like that, and it goes around the bow, but you can go inside, of course. And I know the mountain, like, this is like my second home here, you know, so I kind of know everything about it, you know. I go around the bow like this and inside. And oui. Des fois, le monsieur, il est madame, mais c'est pas grave.
Merci, monsieur.
Monsieur, des fois madame, mais c'est pas grave.
Pardon.
It's okay.
Messieurs,
Oui.
est-ce que c'est par là, le chalet?
Where do you want to go?
To the top of the mountain.
To the top of the mountain they want to go. I'm going to send them on the road.
Okay, merci.
So where are you guys from?
Edmonton.
Edmonton, from that Alberta, we love you. You're gonna learn some French with us. So you guys gotta go to the mountain. You guys gotta go to the Belvedere. It's the chalet where you're gonna see the whole city, and you're gonna see the mountains. That's my favorite spot to go.
Across the St. Lawrence Seaway.
Eat a lot of poutine. And please learn some French.
Okay, d'accord.
Just straight ahead.
Merci.
Keep it on the right. Keep it on where they're going. Those two people heading.
Yeah.
Keep it up, and I'm gonna cross. I'm gonna probably see you guys there, but I'm gonna go say hello to my little rabbits and my little hawks, and
Oh, how nice.
say hello to them, and I'll see you then. Love you guys. All right. Hey, the goddess? Oh, the goddess? Oh, the cross! I heard I'm looking for the path to the goddess. C'est ça j'ai entendu, je cherche le chemin pour la déesse. The cross, well, I think you should best, if you don't know the place, I think you should keep it by here. Because I could go, I'm going there, but you wanna come with me there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you. Here's a little bit steep.
Oh, I see.
You want? And then you're gonna take. I'm gonna keep on going straight, and I'm gonna direct you towards the cross. You want to do that?
Yeah,
It's the fastest way. It's the fastest way. You want?
Is it a distance?
It's well, if you want to go to the cross, yeah. But that's the shortest way, you know, because otherwise you go like you take a turn like that. But this is the shortest route. So see, we're gonna go up steep, and then you're gonna see the main road. I'm gonna send you to the cross, but me, I'm just gonna go in the forest, you know. First time in Montreal? No problem, no problem. That's strong, eh? Are you from Montreal? No? Where from?
Saskatoon.
Where?
Saskatoon.
Saskatoon! Sending some of those good tunes. Saskatoon. Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Free some of that French? Okay. No problem. But you have to go also to the Belvedere to see the city if you're gonna go.
Yeah, out in the city.
Here, get a workout. I have Asperger's, eh? You know what Asperger's is? So Asperger's is a neurodevelopmental condition. So I tend to speak too much. So if I don't stop talking, you have to let me know, you know? And I also get too close to people. And I repeat things. Careful, come to the right side. Come to the right. Come to the right. You can do it. It's nice, eh? Gonna go under this, man.
Bonjour.
Salut, salut. Salut. Faites attention, ça descend en pente, c'est abrupt, hein? Ça descend très vite. The children, man, the youth happy, I'm happy. The youth are happy, and I'm happy, man. It's them that matter at the end of the day, anyways. So, anyways, we're gonna come here, and then we're gonna go. It's yeah, this is it's a workout. All right, so you wanna go to the cross? You're gonna go like that. You're gonna keep on the right, on the left, and just go, you know? And you're gonna keep going. You're gonna keep going to the left.
Thank you.
Just keep going, going and going. Stay on the main road, stay on the right side, and do not deviate. And you're gonna see it at one point.
Body starts to
You okay?
produce heat.
There's a water fountain down there, but if you need it. It's a workout, eh? All right. Enjoy. And the lovers for the butchers, for the bakers, for the nurses. So we're gonna keep on drilling it on the left and gonna keep on drilling it inside, you know. And send her where she wants. You're gonna go in the wild down there, you know. So we're gonna go on that drill and we're gonna get on that XYZ, you know. So nonetheless, you know, it's a drill on the side and they're getting on the up. And it was a workout for my sister from Saskatoon, Citizen, Canada, you know. So at first I thought, I misunderstood because I was afar and I said it for the X, for the Y, for the Z, and he's gonna go get it for the side. And she wanted to go see the cross, and so I get her got rock and roll, you know. I let her know I have Asperger's, and it's always a pleasure for me to direct people when they come here, and they gotta get it on the now, and you know, it's always a workout, man. And here on the mountain, and it's my second home. I feel good, and I know the mountain, you know, and I know the mountain right here, and so on the mountain, man, it's like my second home, and in a parallel life. I know all these what these do. I know them kind of inside out. I build satellites, supercomputers, ICBM rockets, and all sorts of gadgets. It's a radio kind of a television radio. You got 5G, you got 4G. It's quite beautiful actually, but it's quite something. Civilization, eh? It's such a big privilege. Imagine all the brains, all the muscle, all the brains, all the muscle, all the brains, all the muscle. So all the brains, all the muscle. So that's what we got to do, you know. And that's what we got to do, and we got to keep it on the right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gotta keep going. Stay on the main road. You're welcome. And gotta get it on the main road, and we gotta get on the main road, you know. So gotta send it to the spot. It's about 15 minutes. So, anyways, gotta say my gratitude again, and I'm grateful, thankful that my rent's paid, electricity bill's paid, and got food and coffee, and we gotta get it on that drill. Gotta get it on the drill, and we gotta get it on the now, and we gotta get it for the welcome, man. Say thank you. So gratitude is important, and we gotta stay on the roads and respectively parallel road right here, and we gotta stay on the drill, you know. So it's always on the X, on the Y, and we gotta get it to now for gratitude for the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, and grocery store clerks, and all those involved in the production, distribution of food. You know, we gotta think about them. Somebody gotta LOV those firefighters, and those butchers, and those bakers, and those nurses, and those doctors, and grocery store clerks. You know, all involved in the production, distribution of food. You know, we gotta get that food, FOOD. You know, for world peace starts here in Montreal Island, 2.5 million metropolis. My fellow citizens, you know, I can be intense when I work out. You know, I stop chit-chat. I like to chat, chit, and offer hugs, and directions and translations, and directions and translation, directions and translation, direction and translation, direction and translation, directions and translations, you know. So we gotta get our directions and translation, and we gotta get it on the drill, you know. So we gotta get it for the X, for the Y. So we gotta get it to get that drill inside, man. So, you know, we gotta get for that X, and sometimes we gotta get on that Y, you know. So it's gonna get on that struggle for the to the left, to the right, to the left, you know. So it's gonna get it for that, for the nurses now, for the children smiling, and you gotta be careful there when they descend, because the descent is, of course, abrupt. So you gotta be watching not to be careful and prudent when you come here. If you don't know the mountain, especially you come at night, especially if you come at night, well, you gotta be on that prudence, you know. And prudence is super important. Not to be too extreme about security, not to be too extreme about liberty. It's always a constant dance, eh? It's always a constant dance. It's a dance which is a philosophical dance, which is a continuum. My individual liberty with the collective, eh? So my liberty with the collective, your liberty with my liberty, together in harmony and balance and equilibrium. And then the responsibility of the collective and the individual. My work, because I'm working with a laptop. I do consider as a YouTuber who has this laptop as a work tool, so it's all I got, a laptop, work tool, work with it. I got to work with it. And sometimes we got to work with what we got, so we got to work with that X, that Y, that Z, and we got to get it on that love, so I got to watch out for my fellow citizen, I say, because it was quite steep to get there, and got to get a little bit of respiration, and, it's my fitness journey starts today, and I've been on the fitness journey for a long time. I've been on the fitness journey for a long time. Now, and it's always today. I always get that rewind, always say today, so I have been able and will continue to call for the mass financing of citizens across what I call the North American civilizational complex. Let's go NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, MLB. It's 159. Wall Street, and ain't all about the Wall Street. Got to get a little bit of that for the farmers, Got to get a little bit of charity. Food security first. Food security, LGBTQ youth services, women's sports leagues, food security first. Everybody got to eat on Wall Street. And then give some charity, women's sports leagues. I would give to those four. Charity, women's sports leagues, LGBTQ causes, youth security, whatever the case may be, so that's what it is, so here we are, Here I'm going to discuss the DRT. What is the DRT? It is my debt refusion theory, which I believe at this point in time where we are, brothers and sisters, is the only solution. Today, May 31st, I'm going to show you the motive, and how come do I say that? It's since the fact that we pay so much interest in the public debt. Look at that. In 2020, 2021, we paid 20.3 billion, 20.3 billion, 20.3 billion, 20.3 billion. That's 9 zeros. So now, 2023, 2024, it's serious. I'm just smiling because I feel good when I work out and I'm in a good mood. I did some volunteering and I helped somebody and somebody smiled, and I saw my beautiful family from Alberta, from Saskatchewan, coast to coast, here, ocean to ocean, and gotta get it on that drill, So here's 2020, 2021, and gotta get it for that 20.3 billion. 20.3 billion, 20.3 billion, 20.3 billion in 2020, 2021. That's how much we pay, just the interest on the public debt. Just the interest on the public debt, just the interest on the public debt, just the interest on the public debt, just the interest on the public debt. A billion is 1,000 million, has 9 zeros. In 2024, this year, 2023, 2024, we're going to pay 46.5 billion. It's more than double. 20.3 would have been double, would have been what? 20.3 times 2 is 40.6. 40.6. We're going to pay 46.5 billion just to service the debt. In other words, paying the interest. These are the official numbers from the Bank of Canada taken. This photo was taken November 22nd by the CBC. This was the fall economic statement. My brothers and sisters, this is not sustainable. This is not sustainable. This is not sustainable. And it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. So my DRT theory has a solution. And again, I gotta say, this comes from the paradox. Me being cursed with Asperger's makes me predisposed to obsessive interest. And my obsessions, my interests of obsession is, in whatever order, geopolitics for years and years and years. The study, the analysis of geopolitics. That's my kingdom, my area, geopolitics. You got to be well prepared, well versed in whatever opinion, left, right, or center. As a centrist, pro-labor and love, universal revolutionary centrist. Geopolitics is my kingdom, is my domain, as it is dancing. Because I'm also obsessed with our sports and with sports and fitness, and sports 24/7, fitness and dancing is my favorite sport. We're also in parallel to the study of civilizational studies and public hygiene with it, and public hygiene with it, So that's what it is for the drill. And that's what it is for the now. And here we got a North American coast to coast, all brothers and sisters who come to live with us here. We got to get that J-O-Y. We got to get that J-O-Y. And we got to get, we have discrimination. We have racism, myself included. Sometimes it's subconscious biases and phobias, which we have. And we're working on it. But the DRT is the only solution now. So you saw how much interest we pay. So what is the DRT? The DRT is the solution. Comes from me being obsessed with study of civilizational studies. And in the study of civilization, there is the study of public finance. The study of public finance finance. So the study of public finance, you have for me, my specialties is ancient Egypt, ancient Sumeria, Sumer. Sumer was where Babylon is present, an ancient civilization 5,000 years ago. And of course, ancient Rome, ancient Rome, ancient Rome. So we got to get on that drill. So public finance is part of the ancient civilization, so it's part of the civilization of today, 21st century. So my DRT theory stands for debt refusion theory. It also includes monetary integration theory. Monetary integration theory is exactly what the Europeans did. So we're going to do the same, but with a little bit of a distinction. So here it is. So it stands for debt refusion theory, right? DRT, debt refusion theory, the DRT, debt refusion theory. So it also includes the theory, my debt refusion theory, Dragon's DRT. It includes monetary integration theory, monetary integration theory, monetary integration theory. Just what they did in the European Union, they created the Euro, European Central Bank, and they created the Euro, their unit of exchange, a common unit of exchange. So we're going to do the same. We're going to take all the public and the private debt, my citizen debt, 10,500, 10,500, my 10,500, yours, ours, coast to coast. We're going to bundle it up, Canada, US, Mexico. Since the United States still is the currency of choice, international trade, global business, world finance, we're going to put all that money, and that money, we're going to convert it to Canadian dollar, public and private debt of Canada, convert it to US dollar, add it with the US dollar, Mexican peso debt, Haitian good. All that number will be the initial money supply for a global North American central bank, for a global North American central bank, for a global North American central bank, for a global North American central bank. That will be the money to finance, because we're going to do like they did in the EU, the European Union. They created the ECB, European Central Bank. And we're going to create a North American or world, it could be with the Bank of International Settlement, the bank, to issue this new currency, which we're going to call the UE, U dot, Universal E dot, Exchange Unit. U dot, Universal E dot, Exchange Unit. Universal Exchange Unit based on the US dollar. We're going to set a standard limit of 10% of all interest, on all interest thereafter. It could be less, not more. It could be less, not more. So less than 10% could be 3.33, 7.18, 1.56. Less, but not more than 10%, right? So that's what it's going to be, right? So we're going to create the universal exchange based on the US dollar by biometric hand of voice and their unique biometric identifier. Calling on my Microsoft brother, Bill Gates, Scorpio, Joe Biden, Scorpio, Blackhawk, Blackstone, and Black Rock, and Black Stone and BlackRock are different. Joe Biden is Larry Fink. It's a private financial institution. It is a private financial institution, but it's of course Larry Fink. Larry Fink, another Scorpio, but it doesn't matter. All the astrological signs, Sagittarius, Rock and Roll, Leos, Fishes, all the astrological signs. I'm just saying that because I know that strange, know the signs of different public personalities for some reason, and maybe one of my aspy things. Anyways, I am a mystic, so I do have correlated some spirituality, but it doesn't matter. What matters is we're going to take all the debt, public and private, and we're going to create the universal exchange unit. We're going to create the universal exchange unit. We're going to set an interest rate level of 10%. We're going to freeze all prices, and with all that money, we're going to be able to finance mass infrastructure building, mass finance citizens via public-private partnership, to work out, to train, and to exercise, and we're going to be able to build so many things, and we'll be able to construct and do a lot of building of the infrastructure of the public works. We're going to be able to finance citizens to work out, to train, to exercise, and we're going to be able to get on the workout. So you can work out here, you can have a gym here, right here, you can do some push-ups, and here's where we want to build, right here, the Forgotten Goddess Temple with the House of the Dragon. Get that fitness, and gotta get it for the fitness, and my youth here, I love it, my youth, getting that workout training, and here, here we can do a little bit of workout, and we gotta get it on the workout training program, and they're carrying a little bit of a stick with it. So I always love the youth, and I always love when they're working out, training, exercising. Gotta salute the youth of the empire, of the kingdom of the empire, dragon, rainbow dragon. Salute. So I always love when I see people coming here, and here's where I want to build the Forgotten Goddess Temple, the Forgotten Goddess Temple, the Forgotten Goddess Temple, the Forgotten Goddess Temple, with the House of the Dragon, with the House of the Dragon, with the House of the Dragon right there. And here the Forgotten Goddess Temple, 7 stories high. We're gonna be able to build it. I credit kisses, and I gotta credit those kisses for the scarlet, crimson, pyramid, House of the Dragon, with the Forgotten Goddess Temple. Here's what I want to do, and of course here's where I want to build it. And I gotta salute, because I love when people do workout, training, and exercising, and I love fitness. And I was discussing the DRT, the debt refusion theory, and I always love me some of that youth and wearing my favorite color, that red, 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 you know, auctioning this for $1 million. And always important, always good to get that drill for the X and Y and Z. And, you know, we gotta work out a little bit with, gotta be sure that I don't put this on and gotta put this on. Gotta get it again. Get it with the lift, man. This is about 44 pounds. That's about 44 pounds. I like to lift it a bit and scratch a little bit of that nail, but hey, you know, I got some scars, but here I want to build the House of the Dragon Pyramid, scarlet, red, crimson, crimson, crimson. I just need 3 rooms, simple, austere, severe, but 7 stories high, circular, the Forgotten Goddess Temple. So the DRT, Debt Refusion Tree for the creation of the Yui, for the creation of the Yui, you know. For the creation of the Yui is what I want to do, you know, so build it right there. And, you know, I gotta get a little bit of my DRT for the creation of the Yui. It's the only solution, brothers and sisters. There's no other solution. There's no other solution. There's no other solution, you know. So that's what it is, and that's what it is, and that's what it is. So there's no arguing with that. The only solution now, you saw, in 3 years it more than doubled. The paying the interest, just paying the interest, paying the interest. There's no argument there. You can be left, right, and center, my brothers and sisters. You can be a 44-year veteran of the public financial institutions, of the government. This, you know, not predicted, but I predicted it a few years ago, and I got the solution. The DRT, Dragon's DRT, which includes monetary integration theory for the creation of the UE. We got to do it. Otherwise, public financial collapse. There's no other way but the DRT, the debt refusion theory, the debt refusion theory, the debt refusion theory. And we got to get it on the X, on the Y, on the Z. So we got to get it on the right side, and we got to get it for the youth, and we got to get it for the lovers, man. You know, it's those lovers. For the youth to make some good loving. For the youth to make some good loving for the future, man, you know. So gotta get that hygiene for my LGBTQ nation across nation, and you know, gotta be lovers, somebody making love, somebody working out, training, exercising, and looking beautiful and fit, and you know, all ages, and you know, I don't discriminate. Me is refuse, none is my law, refuse, none is my law, refuse, none is my law. And I'm a pure liberator, universal revolutionary centrist, and that's it, rock and roll. That's how we're gonna drill with it. That's how I drill with it. That's how I do. I've been down and out, suicidal, depressed. I'm financially stressed, but you know, I'm grateful. My rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food, and got that coffee, and you know, I gotta get it on the drill a little bit. So I gotta get it on the drill a little bit. So I gotta get it on the now a little bit for that X, for that Z, for that Y, for that tread, and you know, we gotta get it on the now. So I always love it, and they always loving it for some more loving. And my fellow citizen there on the bike, and it's gotta get it on the now, and gotta get it on out of his way. And he saluted, said hello. So said hello, and that's it. That's all I got out of the way because I heard him coming. And sometimes that's all we gotta do on the now, man. We gotta get on the do on the now. So we gotta get it on the X. So we gotta get the drills, and we gotta start your fitness journey. I always say my fitness journey starts today. That's my theory, my basically my take, and the way I operate. I always say my fitness journey starts today, and I do live carpe diem every day. But I have hope for tomorrow. When I saw the youth going work out, train, exercise. When I did charity, I see people hugging, especially kissing, holding hands, and I love you. That gives me some hope, you know. Otherwise, what are we fighting to save civilization for? What are we fighting to save civilization for? What are we fighting to save civilization for? Who are we putting on the uniform for? You know, I'm going to say protocols, change some diapers. You're going to put the armed forces of NORAD, NATO. I was speaking to my brothers and sisters in the USA, also because I was born 3 times in the USA, once as a woman and twice as a man. Both times as a man, I served in the U.S. Army post 7076. I was born 3 times in the USA, both 7076, once as a woman, twice as a man. Both times as a man, served in the U.S. Both times as a man. Post 7076, served in the U.S. Army, you know. Post 7076, I was born 3 times in the USA, once as a man, once as a woman, twice as a man, and both times as a man I served in the United States Armed Forces and in 2 different wars. So I'm speaking to my brothers and sisters also in the USA. Here we got North Americans United, and we got Coast to Coast. We are and can be one world, but now we have regionalization and electrification and possibility of World War III. Mass fracturing, mass political catastrophe on the steps to happen. And I predicted this back in 2019. And with all the imperfections, flaws, and yes, I am mediocre, average, and so-so, and androgynous, pansexual, gay, androgynous, pansexual, gay, androgynous, pansexual, gay, androgynous, pansexual, but that's just part of me. It's not all. There's much more layers, and I'm a philosopher. I'm an artist, and I like to meet some rock and roll for the butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, and I gotta get a little bit of love, and I really gotta go hydrate again. And super important to get hydration, and I'm thirsty again. So I'm thirsty. I think it's about 22 degrees, maybe more. I'm not sure. Gotta check. 23 maybe, 24 maybe. I don't know. It just seems like it got hot all of a sudden. Like I gotta watch it so I don't get it on the ghost. Hein? C'est quoi que vous donnez?
C'est des, dans le fond, c'est des canneberges surettes un peu.
OK.
3 grammes de sucre à la
C'est comme des bonbons, mais moins sucrés.
OK.
Avec des saveurs, là, on a framboise.
Ah ouais, je vais vous en prendre, et merci.
Ouais.
Une
Voilà.
de chaque. Mais j'adore votre...
Ouais, il est bon.
C'est-tu du Québec?
Ça,
Je pense que oui, ouais, c'est le fruit d'or.
Fruit d'or
Ouais.
du Val-le-Roi, Ville-le-Roi du Québec, du Canada. Ben ouais.
Parfait.
Hey, vous êtes adorable comme ça.
Merci beaucoup.
Ciao, ciao, bonne journée, bye bye. Anyways, got it from that Quebec. That Quebec, man. It's made in Quebec. Some fruits. Local. Quebec, fruit d'or, Ville-le-Roi. So, gonna get that Quebec. And they had those shirts, you know, the shirts kind of look like their own trademark. And so I say, you guys are looking adorable. And they did, because it was like pinkish and kind of chic and kind of summerish. And they really looked like, kind of like summer love type of business. And I don't mind myself loving, but it had the tongue, it had the mark on it. So this is what it is, since they were giving free samples right now on the mountain. I'm going to show it, but because it's a local free doll, it's from Villeroy, Quebec, Canada. Villeroy, Quebec, Canada. You know, this is what it is, man. That's what they were giving it, man. Anyways, you gotta support the locals, local economy as much as we can. But usually when I say local, I mean North America, you know. That's when I say local. Usually I get that North America, you know. But then I go local, and that's Quebec, and that's Montreal, really, on the island as a metropolis. But I'm actually a little bit excited about tasting it and trying it myself. But nonetheless, you know, whatever. We'll see how it tastes, and we're gonna dance an hour, and gonna dance a little bit. We're gonna go hydrate, dance, and dancing is that favorite sport, you know. We already know. Dancing is the favorite sport. We're gonna go get the hydration right here. Gonna meditate. Imagine all the work which has been done, of course, to build the pipes. The pipes in North America to get this. I always do the meditation, you know. I made like technical stuff, like meters underneath and whatever components they're made of for us to have all the water. It comes from the river, but it's filtered, and some of it from the lakes, you know. So I don't know, but I'm just speculating. I know a little bit, but I really don't know all the details, but somebody knows. I mean, there's charts and cities and all that, but just like that, meditate, you know, on civilization. Oh, I love it. Anyways, we're gonna see if we can exit by there. Is there an exit? So let's see by there. Oh yeah, I think there's an exit there, right? Yeah, there's another exit. Anyways, usually if they have gender neutral, I use the gender neutral ones. But... Oh, right here. I think this is an exit. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm by the other side. Anyways, if there's gender neutral, I use. It's gender neutral, I use. But there is gender neutral, I do use. But if not, well, if not, get the fire. Gonna get that fire, get that water for the firefighters, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors. And you know, we're gonna get it for. We're gonna go dance, baby. That's what we do. In the sun, we're gonna go get the one and gonna go dance because that's my favorite sport. It is Friday, people holding hands, are giving me some of that hope and gotta get it for the now. And I'm happy, I'm content today. I gotta say, well, you know, happy, I don't know, but I'm joyous, you know. Anyways, here it is. We're at the top of the mountain. Top of the mountain on this sunny day, and gotta give it a little bit of that rock and roll as we're gonna go to dance right there. Wow, super hot. Well, not super hot, but it's hotter for May, you know. So we gotta get it on the X, on the Y, and the Z. So here we are on the mountains. We're gonna sing it for the butchers, for the bakers, for the nurses, for the doctors. Let's go for the other side and get it on the deal, man. Anyways, there we go. So I gotta give a little shout out to the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, public works. Imagine all that work to build all the civilization and all the aqueducts of North America underneath to have clean water. So much work. Can you do a little meditation? Imagine all the labor to build bridges and highways and metros and all that work that was done, you know. So now we're gonna need to be able to open some mountains. You know, we're gonna need to open those mountains there, in case of a nuclear war. That's my call, and I'm sure with Quebec's public-private partnership, my brothers and sisters in the USA, we could do it. You know, just in case of a contingency for Cheyenne. It's kind of like typical like Cheyenne Mountains, right? So that's Mountain Saint-Hilaire. That's Saint Bruno. I believe 100%, but I'm not. There's a doubt. Anyways, that's that's what it is from the mountain, and that's my favorite skyscraper there, the pyramid, man. I wonder when it was built. I'm not sure exactly, but that's my favorite skyscraper. Probably in the 70s or 80s. Anyways, we're gonna go dance a little bit and salute the firefighters, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, and all the butchers and the bakers. And we're gonna switch to that French later on, because we are in Quebec, and I'm a Quebecer, Canadian, North American who rings that rock and roll 24/7. Let's go for the dancing, because dancing is my favorite sport, and we're gonna find it on the go and on the now, and we are dancing right here is what we do, and you know that, all of you. So dance, we dance for, you know, dancing. I can just dance for hours, you know. So dancing in the sun, man. It's for the sun, and dancing is for my firefighters, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, all those involved in the production and the distribution of that food, and for gonna convert that dragon zero turning into that priestess of the goddess, and we're gonna work out, dance a little bit, and then we're gonna switch it to that Belle Provence French. Because here we are in that Belle Provence in the sun. So grateful, thankful, rents paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee. Love you firefighters, love you butchers, love you bakers, love you nurses, love you doctors, coast to coast firefighters, and all those involved in the production, distribution of food, under airplanes, Canadian Armed Forces, LOVE, firefighters, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, coast to coast, construction workers on those steel toes building up those big skyscrapers, and those in the rigs, in the oil, all the work, all the laborers, and of course, we gotta get that 50-50 ready. This is for the firefighters, the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, the doctors, the elevator firefighters from Montreal, Hawk Island, world's greatest living dancing rainbow poet, rainbow dragon. We're gonna dance and stretch, and it is It's 2:22 exactly, so we're gonna get a little bit of a 37 till. Let's dance for until 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Gonna dance until 3 o'clock. Yeah. Gonna do dance until 3 o'clock.
هو يعني مش حبيتها عادة يكون هالقد دفع.
Gotta get a little bit of the hydration, man, you know? See that, see? Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. On s'hydrate. Il va encore à 10 minutes. Nice. Hey, c'est beau ça, le costume. C'est vraiment beau. Avec beaucoup de couleurs, là, j'aime bien. C'est électrique. Électrique. Ah, mais j'avoue, hein.
turn the lights. We are hanging out here for a few minutes. Take some photos, hang out. Turnbull, this is where we're hanging out for the next. Enjoy the view. This is the area we're hanging out in for the next several minutes. Enjoy the view. This is where we're hanging out for the next several minutes. Enjoy the view. In English, we say, say that
Gotta salute the youth, man. I love the youth. They're happy, I'm happy. Safe and happy, that's it. That's all that matters.
you should have sat in the grass while the
Salute the youth. So, Children of the Empire. Gotta go hydrate if we're going to hydrate, so gotta get on that hydration, right? youth are happy, I'm happy. C'est le temps qu'on aille s'hydrater, time to go hydrate, man. Gotta go on the hydration. C'est le temps qu'on aille s'hydrater, the youth is happy. That's all that matters, you know.
No, let's not open
Children of the Empire! I love my youth, man. I love my youth, man. Gotta salute the troops. They're happy, I'm happy, man. That's all that matters. At the end of the day, the youth, la jeunesse, c'est ça que ça prend. Les gens sont de bonne main, puis c'est ça qui est important, tu sais, puis c'est ça qui est important, puis c'est leur futur, fait que ça me fait plaisir de le voir, mais là, il faut vraiment que j'aille boire de l'eau, fait que faut que je m'hydrate, là, parce que commence à faire un peu chaud, puis j'ai fait une danse d'à peu près comme, c'est quoi, 77 minutes, je pense, fait que ça a quand même fait un bon paquet d'une heure, là, des plus, là. Je me demandais que si j'avais dansé comme une heure, c'est assez, puis la danse, c'est mon sport préféré, fait que c'est le temps que j'aille m'hydrater bien comme il le faut, mais j'ai vu la jeunesse, sont venus, sont de bonne humeur, sont acheter de la crème glacée, puis faire de... Je suis content. Acheter de la crème glacée, manger de la crème glacée, puis bon. Faites une petite danse pour la jeunesse aussi, les pompiers, les travailleurs de l'alimentation, l'Hydro-Québec, amour, l'Hydro-Québec, les travailleurs en santé, puis les pompiers, les infirmières, puis ça, je suis content quand je vois la jeunesse libre, puis qui s'amuse, mais parce que c'est ça qui compte en la fin du jour, là, c'est la jeunesse, t'sais. Fait que c'est ça. Si faites attention, ça pile dessus. Mort de chien, c'est pas des chiens, c'est des chevaux. Puis anyways, fait que ça a fait bien sûr une bonne finale, comme un bon final une bonne finale à mon tour, puis les jeunes, ben c'est ça, c'est la jeunesse qui compte, puis ils sont jeunes, adolescents, je pense entre 13 ans puis 17 ans, puis ils sont venus, puis prendre de la crème glacée, puis s'amuser, puis c'est ça que j'aime, puis santé librement, puis ça en fait sourire, ça en fait de la joie, puis tu sais, la joie des enfants, mais la jeunesse, mais c'est ça qui est important pour moi, ben la jeunesse principalement, tu sais, c'est comme mes enfants, je n'ai pas vraiment de famille, j'ai pas grandi avec de famille traditionnelle, mais la jeunesse qui sont contents, mais c'est comme mes enfants, tu sais, c'est comme l'Amérique du Nord, tu sais, vous êtes famille québécois et québécoise, puis ça fait toujours du bien quand je les vois, vous savez, puis je les vois sonner, puis sont à belle jeunesse, en sécurité, santé, puis avec leur joie, acheter la crème glacée, il fait chaud, puis explorer la montagne, voir la ville. Je suis bien content qu'ils ont fait de l'effort, mais s'il vous plaît, tu sais, avec ça, il faut pas laisser ça, là. Ça, il faut faire le recyclage, là. Je l'ai déjà dit, mais je le dis encore, parce que il faut vraiment faire le recyclage là-dessus, parce que on veut pas, on peut, tu sais, un lapin, une marmotte, un épervier qui peut s'en débarrasser puis mourir à cause de ça, mais c'est quand même beau, tu sais, fait que c'est ça que ça fasse, bien sûr, puis c'est notre jeunesse, puis c'est ça l'amour, hein, c'est l'amour pour la jeunesse que j'ai moi-même, puis bien sûr, je les vois comme, ben, c'est comme ma famille, dans le fond, puis that's all. Québec, Canada, Amérique du Nord, vous savez où c'est comme ma famille, puis ça fait vraiment du bien voir les jeunes, avec l'Asperger's, puis l'amnésie rétrograde, l'amnésie rétrograde. Je suis parti à la marche, je suis sur le Mont-Royal, il est présentement 3h38. Je suis parti à faire l'hydratation, puis parti par là-bas, puis il faut que je garde ma droite parce que je suis bien sûr ici dans la montagne, puis l'air il est frais ici, salut. Hey, salut, ça va? Ça fait ici un beau, c'est une belle place. C'est comme ma deuxième maison ici, puis j'adore venir ici, puis faire la... Je pense que c'est quelqu'un qui vient de penser que j'avais parlé durant la COVID quand je suis venu ici. J'ai changé un couple de mots, mais je sais pas si j'ai dit que j'avais l'Asperger's, mais maintenant je l'ai accepté plus ces dernières années, fait qu'il faut que je dise quand même, tu sais, que je répète des choses, j'ai des obsessions, la danse, la géopolitique, puis ces choses-là, tu sais, c'est quand même une minorité plus qui est androgène, pansexuel, androgène, pansexuel, gay, androgène, pansexuel, gay, puis ici je veux bâtir le temple de la déesse oubliée, à 7 étages, puis bien sûr face à face, là, ici, là, du dragon, ici, la maison du dragon, écarlate, 3 chambres, une chambre à coucher, une chambre à dormir. J'ai tout besoin d'une cuisine, une chambre à dormir, une chambre à coucher, puis avec une salle du dragon, une rouge, écarlate, à 3 chambres, ici vis-à-vis face à face avec le temple de la déesse oubliée. C'est juste que j'ai besoin ici avec des bijoux de refonte pour la création ici de la déesse qui danse, le temple de la déesse qui danse, et face à face, là, la maison du dragon, vis-à-vis et face à face, en pyramide, écarlate, rouge, que je fonde avec des bijoux ici, avec votre aide, plus un 3e bâtiment, donc la maison du dragon, en rouge, écarlate, et là-bas, le temple de la déesse qui danse, puis un 3e, ben, le temple du peuple arc-en-ciel ou le palais du peuple arc-en-ciel. Le palais du peuple arc-en-ciel, c'est ces 3 bâtiments que je veux construire, bâtir. Et bien sûr, c'est ça qui est ça avec ici qui est là, that's all. Puis j'adore la danse, c'est mon sport préféré, comme vous pouvez le constater. Le dragon arc-en-ciel est aussi la prêtresse, philosophe, artiste, athlète, analyste en théoricien en politique, en géopolitique. C'est encore pour une urgence de géopolitique. Mais la danse était dédiée à la jeunesse. La danse est dédiée aux pompiers. La danse est dédiée aux travailleurs de santé publique. La danse est dédiée aux infirmières. La danse est dédiée pour bien sûr, le renouveau de l'infrastructure. Puis maintenant, bien sûr, on est en mode de géopolitique 24/24 dans ma grotte. Puis bien sûr, ce vendredi, c'est la dernière marche vis-à-vis et parallèlement à la situation d'urgence qui se passe avec la République populaire du Taïwan, la République populaire de la Chine, qui est la Chine, puis la République de la Chine, qui est l'île de Taïwan. L'île de Taïwan, c'est bien sûr des deux institutions différentes qu'il faut que vous faites bien sûr, fait que anyways, fait que c'est savoir des couples avec ce fun. Belles lunettes. Salut, salut. Elle a des belles lunettes que je trouve ça des arc-en-ciel, puis je me tasse parce que c'est mes frères et sœurs, mon cousin, je dis mon cousin, mais qui est du cyclisme, puis je suis ici par la droite, tu sais, puis il passe, puis il faut que je fasse mon comme devoir de citoyen, mon devoir de citoyen, bien sûr, puis c'est ça qu'il faut que je fasse, bien sûr, puis il faut que je fasse mon devoir de citoyen, puis ils viennent, puis je me tasse du chemin, puis that's all rock&roll, so. C'est ça l'important. L'important, bien sûr, c'est ça qui est important. Oui, c'est en tout cas, je dois quand même dire, bien sûr, ben, avec la gratitude, mais mon loyer est payé, ma facture d'électricité est payée, j'ai du café publicité, mon loyer est payé, ma facture d'électricité, mon loyer est payé, ma facture d'électricité est payée, j'ai du café publicité, mon loyer est payé, ma facture d'électricité est payée, j'ai du café publicité, puis je fais de l'entraînement physique. L'entraînement physique, c'est important pour moi-même. C'est mon métier de thérapie de choix, ayant survécu la dépression. Puis déjà, ce 4 ans de la COVID en février-mars 2020, c'était comme la mort, la pestilence puis la maladie. C'était comme la mort, la pestilence puis la maladie. C'était comme la mort, la pestilence puis la maladie. Puis bien sûr, ben, j'ai survécu. Puis là, je vis tous les jours carpe diem avec l'espoir pour demain, tu sais. Puis ce mystère de la vie, tu sais, c'est tout un privilège, la civilisation. Fait que je prends rien pour... je vis 100% de ce que j'aime, puis je fais. Puis en tant qu'artiste, des poèmes, des chansons, rock&roll, la danse. Puis je travaille bien, j'ai eu des jobs. Mais avec l'Asperger's, les gens comprennent mal, c'est quoi? L'Asperger's, les gens le comprennent mal, c'est quoi? L'Asperger's, ben les gens le comprennent des fois mal, là. Fait que c'est quand même une difficulté, moi, ces dernières années, perdu des emplois, perdu beaucoup d'amis, tu sais, j'ai la misère à faire des amis, puis à cause de l'Asperger, je répète 2-3 fois la même chose, je me rapproche du monde, j'ai des gestes un peu bizarres, j'ai mes obsessions, parce que les aspis, comme moi, qui ont l'Asperger, qui n'est pas une maladie mentale, encore une fois, c'est une neurodivergence mentale, l'Asperger, ce n'est pas une maladie mentale, c'est une neurodivergence mentale, psychique, je dirais, une neurodivergence mentale. Ce n'est pas une maladie mentale. Ça fait que j'ai des obsessions, puis c'est au niveau du psychique, du pensée, puis tout ça qui est divergent. On sait pas exactement. C'est encore quand même, on fait beaucoup de recherches, parce que il y a juste des symptômes, il n'y a pas de médicaments, pas de médicaments pour l'Asperger. C'est juste faire la gestion de mes symptômes, puis des fois, je me dis, ils me disent que je me ferme, je m'arrête de parler, parce que on a ces tendances, parler au-dessus de quelqu'un d'autre. C'est juste ça. Puis je me le dire, puis me le demander directement. Des fois, c'est mieux. Fait que, anyways, la géopolitique aujourd'hui, ben, c'est possible que le Taïwan, qui s'appelle officiellement la République populaire de la Chine, 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 ben, c'est possible qu'elle envahit la République du Taïwan. Parce que la République de la Chine, c'est le Taïwan, l'île de Taïwan. La République populaire de la Chine, c'est celle qui a été établie par Mao Tse-tung. Et puis leur conflit, ça date, ils n'ont pas résolu leur conflit du 20e siècle, qui date, ça fait plus que 70. Ça, depuis que Mao Tse-tung a fondé la République populaire de la Chine en 1949. Ça fait quand même plus que 77 ans, là. Ils n'ont pas résolu ce conflit comme ici en Amérique du Nord, mais on a fait le grand compromis linguistique que j'appelle le grand compromis linguistique du français avec nos frères et sœurs les Noirs, l'Amérique du Nord, qu'est-ce que j'appelle le collectif de Civilisation Nord Americaine, soit le complexe de Civilisation Nord Americaine. C'est 13,3, 13,4% de la population, nos frères et sœurs sont noirs, tu sais. Fait on a fait ce grand compromis, puis on a continué à avoir l'harmonie et la paix, puis on continue de l'avoir au moins de côte à côte. Moi, je suis pour mes protocoles, mes initiatives, c'est pour être de côte à côte. De côte à côte, pour les enfants, premièrement. Puis je dis à mon frère de défense, ministre de la Défense nationale, Bill Blair, avec amour pour nos forces, avec respect pour nos forces armées, pour nos forces de sécurité, c'est important, la défense nationale. Tu sais, je suis un centriste. C'est important l'humour, l'art, l'amour, la gratitude, puis aussi la défense, ça prend la force. Mais on ne peut pas se baser tout sur la force. On ne peut pas se baser tout sur la force, sur la violence, sur la défense. Il faut avoir des choses, la compréhension, l'amour, la gentillesse aussi. On ne peut pas avoir une civilisation, on peut pas être la belle province, le Québec, La province privée, on peut se baser juste sur une chose, une multiple de choses diverses qui forment un complexe dans l'Amérique du Nord. Anyways. Fait que pour la défense seulement, fait que c'est ça qu'il faut faire. Il faut faire de côte à côte un partenariat public-privé. C'est ça que je vous fais appel. Puis je continue de vous faire appel. Puis quand je dis soutenez mon rêve, bien sûr, c'est mon rêve pour le partenariat public-privé, pour le royaume de la déesse et du dragon qui danse. Le royaume de la déesse et du dragon qui danse. Le royaume de la déesse et du dragon qui danse. Le royaume de la déesse et du dragon qui danse. Et s'il vous plaît, encore une fois, ne laissez pas des canettes comme ça, parce que ça pollue, là. Fait qu'il faut le mettre ça dans les recyclages. Ça ne me dérange pas, vous buvez tant que vous voulez, mais juste recycler, s'il vous plaît. Faites-en un recyclage, parce qu'on a des bacs, soyez patients, tu sais. Parce que là, ça peut... Tu sais, c'est rouge, et ça peut tuer quand même un lapin, mais... Ça peut tuer quand même un écureuil, une marmotte. Fait que c'est quand même des choses qu'il faut qu'on gère et qu'on fasse attention. Mais anyway, juste le mettre dans le recyclage, soyez patient. Laissez-les pas dans la forêt, là, parce qu'on essaie de préserver la nature ici. Puis il y a des travaux publics. Fait que les travaux publics, ils vont s'en occuper. Fait que on a quand même un système. Juste, c'est ça que je vous demande. Parce que des fois, j'en trouve, tu sais, des choses, vous voyez des années, des vidéos que j'en trouve, des choses comme ça. Là. Ça peut tuer un lapin, ça. Peut-être j'ai sauvé un lapin, une marmotte, un écureuil, quelque chose comme ça, ou un épervier. Mais anyways, fait qu'avant ça, je vais discuter la théorie de la refusion de la dette. C'est quoi la théorie de la refusion de la dette? La TRD, c'est la théorie de la refusion de la dette. La théorie de la refusion de la dette, c'est bien sûr la dette, la TRD, la refusion de la dette. Je vais vous montrer premièrement une chose. Je vais vous montrer premièrement combien que la dette. Je vais vous montrer bien sûr la dette et je vais vous montrer bien sûr la dette, comment qu'on est de la dette, comment qu'on est rendu à payer la dette, comment qu'on est rendu à payer la dette, comment qu'on est rendu à payer sur la dette publique. Je parle de la dette publique. Puis vous allez voir qu'il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Regardez ça. Ça, c'est juste le service de la dette. En d'autres mots, c'est l'intérêt qu'on paie en 2020 et 2021. On paye 20,3 milliards. 20,3 milliards, 1 milliard, c'est 9,0. Et maintenant, en 2023-2024, on va payer plus que le double. Là, regardez ça. C'est 46,5 millions. C'est 20,3. Ça aurait été le double. Ça aurait été 20,3 fois 2. C'est 40,6. 40,6. Mais c'est 46,5. Ça, c'est le 22 novembre. C'est les chiffres officiels, ça. C'est les chiffres officiels. Ça ne peut pas être soutenu, ça. Ça, il n'y a pas de... Tu ne peux pas soutenir ça. Tu ne peux pas soutenir ça. On ne peut pas avoir ça, là. Regardez ça. Je ris parce que je suis de bonne humeur à cause que les jeunes étaient de bonne humeur, mais ça en fait quand même pleurer. Hein, regarde ça. 46,5 milliards, 109 zéros, ça. Juste pour servir la dette. Ça, c'est juste payer l'intérêt sur la dette, ça, méchant. Juste payer l'intérêt. Ça, c'est juste le paiement de l'intérêt, 46,5. Donc, il n'y a pas d'autre solution que la théorie de la refusion de la dette. C'est quoi la TRD? C'est ma théorie, puis bien sûr, tenez compte que ma théorie, la TRD, ça inclut dedans, elle, la théorie d'intégration monétaire. La théorie d'intégration monétaire, c'est exactement qu'est-ce qu'ils ont fait en Europe. En Europe, les Européens ont fait la création d'une banque centrale, puis ont créé une nouvelle monnaie qui s'appelle l'euro. On va faire semblable, mais je veux dire que dans ma théorie, ça inclut cette théorie d'intégration monétaire, ce qui est exactement qu'est-ce qu'ils ont fait en Europe avec la création de l'unité d'échange universelle, avec la création d'une unité commune, de l'argent commun, là, en Europe, plusieurs pays, c'est l'euro, parce que les Allemands ont laissé faire le Deutschmark, les Italiens ont laissé faire le lira, les Français ont laissé faire le franc. Ils ont fait une nouvelle banque, ils ont adopté cette nouvelle monnaie commune qui s'appelle l'euro. Fait qu'on va faire semblant, on va faire pareil, mais ça va s'appeler UI. U point unité, E point échange universel. UI. Unité, U point échange universel. U point unité, E point échange universel. UI, unité d'échange universel. Et dans cette monnaie, ça va être exactement la monnaie qu'on va faire avec les États-Unis. Fait qu'on va prendre toute la dette publique-privée, ma dette de 10 500 $, votre dette, ma dette, et votre dette, ma dette de 10 500 $, avec la vôtre, la mienne, la tienne, la nôtre, la sienne. On va faire ça. On va prendre toute la dette publique ainsi que privée et on va faire une refusion. Ça veut dire qu'on va ramasser toute la dette de l'Amérique du Nord. Je parle du complexe de Discretion Nord Americaine. Je parle des pays de l'Amérique du Nord. Je parle des pays de l'Amérique du Nord. Canada, ma dette de public ainsi que privé. Ma dette de 10 500 avec votre dette, ma dette, votre dette, 10 500, la mienne, la vôtre, de côte à côte, de tous les citoyens, le public et le privé. On va faire ça dans un paquet. Tout cet argent-là, ça va fonder l'argent pour une nouvelle banque initiale, mais on va faire la conversion parce que c'est l'argent des États-Unis, la devise des États-Unis. C'est encore la monnaie d'échange pour l'unité universelle d'échange pour le commerce global, les finances du monde international et bien sûr les affaires, l'import puis l'export, puis bien sûr l'export puis l'export, puis tout c'est ce qu'on a en commun dans international, global et mondial. Fait qu'on va prendre toute la dette publique-privée de côte à côte, on va faire un ramassage, on va faire une conversion de l'argent des États-Unis, on va convertir tout ça en devises des États-Unis, on va convertir tout ça de l'argent des États-Unis, mais la banque privé puis public, la Banque du Canada avec du Québec, tout ensemble. On va tout mettre ça ensemble, puis on va tout faire un paquet. On va faire la conversion du peso mexicain, on va tout ramasser ça, et on va tout mélanger ça, puis on va faire la conversion en argent US. Puis cet argent, ça va faire l'argent initial pour une nouvelle banque mondiale, Fait que cette nouvelle banque mondiale, mais ça va être globale, internationale en Amérique du Nord, on va faire l'unité d'échange universel. Basée sur les devises des États-Unis. U point unité, un point échange universel. U point, un point échange universel. U point, un point échange universel. L'unité d'échange universel. Fait que tout ça, ça va fonder une nouvelle banque centrale. Puis bien sûr, on va faire cette nouvelle monnaie d'échange. Ça va s'appeler Louis. Pour ça, je fais appel à mon frère le Scorpion, Bill Gates le Scorpion, Mark Zuckerberg et les autres Scorpions, Joe Biden, puis Scorpion de BlackRock, Blackstone, c'est pas pareil, c'est Larry Fink, un autre Scorpion, mais ça d'ailleurs, je pense que ça s'appelle des Sagittaires, toutes les signes astrologiques ensemble. À la danse pour le soleil puis la lune. Fait qu'on va prendre tout cet argent-là, ça va être l'argent initial, mon 10 500, le tien, le vôtre. Tout cet argent-là, on va ramasser ensemble. Ça va être une nouvelle devise. On va créer l'unité d'échange universel. Une unité d'échange universel basée sur le dollar américain. U point, unité, un point, échange universel biométrique, plus comment ça existe aujourd'hui. On va faire un gel des prix du pain, prix du beurre, prix des biens, et on va mettre un taux d'intérêt de 10% maximum. Ça peut être 3,33, 7,70, 6,1, 9,3, 4,18 ou 1,56. Par principe, en bas de 10, pas plus. 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 Fait que c'est ça qu'on va faire. On va faire une refusion totale. Je dois saluer les travailleurs publics qui ont fait du travail aujourd'hui. Puis il y a bien des cons, mais pas pour faire du bénévolat, mais je dois remercier les travailleurs publics sur la route et les fermiers quand je vois la danse. Ben, c'est pour les travailleurs publics aussi, Puis je pense que ça, c'est les jeunes qui sont venus avec les autobus. J'ai vraiment aimé les voir, les jeunes venir sur la montagne. Puis je vais aller par là-bas, à l'autre bord, puis parce qu'il faut que j'aille dropper comme on dit un anglicisme, l'office, s'il vous plaît. On va aller mettre ça dans le recyclage, qu'est-ce que je viens de trouver, parce que peut-être j'ai sauvé des écureuils ou quoi que ce soit, mais anyways. Fait qu'on va faire une refusion, on va prendre tout l'argent qui existe en dette. La dette, je parle pas en circulation, mais la dette publique et ce qui est privé. Fait que toute cette dette-là, ça va être l'argent initial de cette nouvelle banque. On va faire les années 90 que les Européens l'ont fait, les années 90. On va le faire ici maintenant. Ça commence avec moi puis vous. Ça commence maintenant le dernier jour de mai. Le vendredi. On est le vendredi, le 31. Fait que ça commence avec moi puis vous. Fait que ça commence avec moi à le faire maintenant, cette marche, puis on va le faire ensemble. Fait que toute la dette publique-privée, ça va être basé sur la dette publique-privée, ça va être toute la dette publique-privée, on va faire la conversion en devise des États-Unis, on va faire une refusion. Fait que tout cet argent-là initial, ça va fonder une nouvelle banque. Ça, c'est les jeunes qui sont venus, j'imagine, mais qui sont des retours Saint-Sauf, des retours Saint-Sauf. Puis on va faire, bien sûr, cette refusion. J'aime le rouge, mais anyways. Fait que tout cet argent-là, ça va fonder une nouvelle banque. Ça va être l'unité d'échange universel comme monnaie. Parce qu'en Europe aussi, on fait une création d'une nouvelle banque. Ça, c'est la seule solution, mes chers Québécois et Québécoises. Il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Tu peux dire oui, mais non, mais oui, mais vous avez vu, là. Vous avez vu qu'on est rendu avec la dette. La TRD, c'est la société, puis je vous présente ça comme la... J'étais maudit par l'Asperger, j'ai fait des études de civilisation. Quand j'ai étudié les civilisations, ça inclut les finances publiques. Fait que c'est ça, il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Il n'y a pas d'autre solution, il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Man. Il n'y a pas d'autre solution, fait que c'est ça. Moi, faites attention à ce que vous mettez dans le bac de recyclage, par exemple. Parce que c'est pas tout qui va là, mais il faut faire attention. Qu'est-ce que vous mettez dans le bac de recyclage. Puis les jeunes sont recyclés, mettez ça dans le recyclage, puis dévidage, s'il vous plaît. Parce que vous ne laissez pas ça à l'autre bord, là, puis faites ça, ils sont en train de rire, les gens, c'est bon. C'est ça que c'est important, man. En jeunesse. The youth, man. Yeah, man. That's what it is, man. Salute the troops, man. The youth, salut, ça va? The youth, man. Salute. I love the youth, man. So they're happy, I'm happy, and gotta get a salute. The troops, the empire, man. Anyways, fait que c'est ça qu'il faut faire. Parce qu'il n'y a pas d'autre solution, mais je suis content, man. C'est l'amour, puis les jeunesses, puis maintenant ils n'ont pas de l'exercice, fait qu'ils ils se sentent libres, ils font ça librement, puis ils font de la danse, puis... C'est ça l'important. Quand je vois les couples se tenir par la main, mais ça me rend plaisir, puis that's all. Yeah, man. Ah, la jeunesse, c'est pour eux autres. L'empire, le royaume, mon rêve qui se manifeste comme le royaume du dragon et la déesse, mais c'est pour la jeunesse, premièrement, tu sais. C'est eux autres. C'est pour ça qu'il faut faire la défense de côte à côte, faire l'implémentation, créer la théorie d'unité universelle, créer la théorie d'échange universel, puis les voir en santé, les voir en santé, les voir en santé, les voir en santé, puis qu'ils soient bien sûr en santé, puis qu'ils aiment ça, puis qu'ils fassent l'entraînement physique, l'entraînement physique, l'entraînement physique, l'entraînement physique, l'entraînement physique, bien sûr. Il faut qu'on s'intègre, puis l'Amérique du Nord, l'Amérique du Nord, l'Amérique du Nord avec les femmes, puis les hommes, puis les hommes, puis les hommes, non. C'est ça qu'il faut qu'on fasse, faut qu'on fasse ça, puis il faut qu'on fasse l'exercice, faut qu'on fasse l'entraînement physique, puis c'est ça qu'il faut faire, puis c'est ça qu'il faut faire. Fait que la théorie de la refusion de la dette, c'est la théorie d'intégration citoyenne aussi qui va avec ça, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, qui bien sûr c'est ça qu'il faut faire. Puis il n'y a pas d'autre solution, encore une fois, prendre la dette public-privé, 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 tu sais. Fait que c'est ça qu'il faut faire l'amour, puis faire la sublimation de ces forces d'énergie-là, l'agressivité, puis tout ça. Puis avec cet argent-là, on va pouvoir rebâtir toute la dette publique-privée. On va pouvoir rebâtir, tu sais. On va pouvoir rebâtir. On va pouvoir rebâtir tellement d'infrastructures, des choses. On va pouvoir financer les gens à faire l'entraînement physique. Le financement de l'entraînement physique, ça requiert, puis ça fait des années que je fais appel. Puis bien sûr, j'ai créé mon propre système d'entraînement physique moi-même. Puis bien sûr, je continue bien sûr à faire appel, puis je continue bien sûr à faire appel pour l'implémentation de ma théorie, puis la théorie d'intégration citoyenne avec. C'est ça l'important, puis c'est ça qu'il faut qu'on fasse, puis il faut qu'on fasse en parallèle avec la théorie d'intégration citoyenne, avec la théorie de la refusion de la dette, et bien sûr faire la création de 2 institutions de partenariat public-privé, l'armée du dragon, pour le service de la sécurité et de la défense, intégré avec tous les services qui existent, puis l'armée de la déesse qui danse sur l'armée de Integree Nord Americaine de danse. Pour la danse, puis le nettoyage, puis le nettoyage bien sûr de tout ce qui existe. On nettoie bien l'environnement, je parle de l'environnement, la question environnementale, parce que ça prend du travail, puis ça prend qu'on nettoie, puis en Amérique du Nord, puis ça prend bien du travail. Fait que c'est ça, avec cet argent-là, on va pouvoir rebâtir l'infrastructure aussi. Il n'y a pas de solution en ce moment que la TRD, la théorie de la refusion de la dette. Vous pouvez me dire, bien sûr, X, Y, Z, moi c'est ça que je fais, la géopolitique. J'ai prévu la situation actuelle, la géopolitique 24/24, puis je vous donne la danse, puis l'entraînement physique, puis la théorie, la trinité de théorie, la théorie d'intégration citoyenne, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, et la théorie d'intégration citoyenne. Théorie de la fusion démocratique pour mon rêve, pour la 4e dimension, c'est l'amour. Mon rêve qui se manifeste, bien sûr, pour un partenariat public-privé, pour un partenariat public-privé, pour l'Amérique du Nord. Mais c'est ça, je fais l'entraînement physique, le sport, et une deuxième obsession comme ASPI, puis bien sûr la géopolitique, puis avec ben du rock-and-roll, puis on fasse ici ensemble, c'est ça qu'on On va voir son chat, c'est là. On va faire l'hydratation. Ah, imaginez combien qu'on a de l'eau en dessous, puis des aqueducs. On va faire ici. Hop. On va attendre un peu parce qu'il fait chaud, mais on va s'hydrater ici. Imaginez combien de choses qu'il y a en dessous. Oh wow! Les enfants sont joyeux, je suis joyeux, man. Children are happy, I'm happy, man. You know? Children are happy, I'm happy.
C'est beau.
Ah, that was good. Et c'est ça, la révision de la dette, prendre toute la dette, faire une nouvelle monnaie, une création d'une nouvelle monnaie, puis c'est ça qu'il faut faire, la création d'une nouvelle monnaie, bien sûr, puis c'est ça qu'il faut faire, bien sûr, puis ça fasse, bien sûr, pour l'amour, puis il y a des gens qui font l'amour, puis il y a des gens qui vont faire l'amour, puis... Ja, witzig. Love you guys. Woo! You guys dance better. But I dance in the sun, baby. Y'all dance in the shade. Love you. I dance for Ra. Pretres. Careful, yo, there's stairs there, eh, bro? Careful, careful with the skate. There's stairs there, man. Love you guys.
Love you too.
La jeunesse. That's the youth, man. I love you, my children, man. I watch them like a hawk. Watch my kids like a hawk, man. Je dois regarder mes enfants comme un épervier. Like a hawk. Hawk, man. That's what it is, you know. It's 24/7, 24/24. L'entraînement physique, hein. And we go back to headquarters, on retourne vers chez nous. Gotta go back to headquarters. Children are happy, I'm happy. That's the most important thing at the end of the day. Now that I'm heading back west. So I gotta say my gratitude, grateful, thankful, inspired, electricité, got food and coffee. Mais la gratitude, j'ai payé mon loyer, j'ai payé ma facture d'électricité, j'ai du café visité, puis gotta service the firefighters, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors. I gotta head back. head back west. Still got some mileage. About an hour and a half, you know what I mean? Puis, al west, and that's it, that's all, you know. So here we're gonna finish the workout, the dancing workout vlog, Geopolitiks special. Always for my anonymous, somebody I consider family, sister friend, que je considère comme famille. Puis that's it, that's all, you know, and that's all we gotta get drills, man. C'est ça qu'on doit faire avec les drills, you know. So that's all we gotta do.